and if there's time, then we'll just run the biggest social media platform that's shaping political discourse around the world. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another edition of IDRYB Reacts. I am Lutch, your host, and today we are going to be diving into the latest Project Veritas leak, or not really leak, the Twitter leak from the Project Veritas journalism. So if you are unfamiliar, Project Veritas is an organization led by James O'Keefe, who does great undercover work and perhaps some of the last real investigative journalism left in the world. First things first, let's dive right into the video and then we'll talk about it.
Twitter does not do.
So already, my man here, Siru Murugensen, I apologize, you guys know I'm terrible at names. The very beginning, the first 2 seconds, it starts, and he literally says, this is a senior engineer from Twitter, quote, "Twitter does not believe in free speech." I mean, I don't really feel like I need to go on, but and so again, if you're not too familiar, the way that Project Veritas usually does these things, they will use dating apps. So this guy is on a date right now with someone he thinks is interested in him, which is a whole other story. So we don't have to touch that piece of it. But he's on a date and he's talking to a woman that he believes is interested in him. And I guess this is him bragging. So let's see where else it goes. Elon believes in free speech.
Capitalists, we weren't really operating like capitalists,
We weren't really operating like capitalists, more like very socialist.
Very socialist, like we're all like.
Let's give that full screen. Like we're all commie as F. We're all commie as F. So anybody who was talking about the idea of conservatives being canceled more or banned more or shadow banned or any of that stuff as a conspiracy, mark this one on yet another conspiracy theory gone fact. I don't understand how there are still people who are willing to believe the message of that comes out of any mainstream establishment, corporate-backed anything. I don't understand. Everything that they have said in the last 2 years has turned out to be a lie. Maybe not everything, but enough that why are you still trusting these people? I don't get it.
Communist. Ideologically, it does not make sense, like, because we're actually censoring the right.
We're actually censoring the right and not the left.
Not the left. So everyone on the right wing will be like, bro, it's okay to say, just gotta tolerate it. The left will be like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I need it.
The left will be like, no, I'm not going to tolerate it. I need it to be censored or else I'm not going to be on the platform. So this is exactly, again, what so many people on this side of the culture war have been talking about. The fact that as a business decision, it makes sense to go after the people who are more principled and will say, okay, I don't agree with your views, but I still will entertain them or tolerate them. As opposed to the people who are saying, I'm getting off the platform if you don't do exactly what I say. Well, we want them both on, and if we just get rid of the people who are causing problems for the ones who are demanding, even though that's completely unfair and immoral, that's what they do. So let's go on with Siru.
Censored. Because I'm not going to be in the platform. So it does something right. It's true. There is bias.
Going right back to that. What did he just say? I want to highlight. So it does that on the right, meaning banning, shadow banning, censoring, all that kind of stuff. There is bias. We don't have to be reading between the lines here, guys. This guy is confirming, a senior engineer. This isn't some lowly guy who you know, sweeps up the bathrooms at night. This is a senior engineer. So, I mean, find me a better source than that. And
but it does something right. It's true. There is bias. I don't know if the two parties can truly coexist on one platform.
What do your colleagues say about it? Like,
they hate it. Oh my god, I'm at least like okay with it, but some of my colleagues are like super left.
And that's kind of sad That's not, you know, I mean, it's not that sad, but it's kind of sad because this guy seems nice enough. He seems like he's just trying to get along to go along. And I have my own issues with, you know, just following orders and that whole thing. But he doesn't seem like the type of person that he is railing against. He doesn't seem like the type of person who's gung ho about all of this censorship. And he doesn't, he's saying, I'm at least okay with it. But some of my colleagues are like super left, very left, meaning, again, he's on the left, but it's, you know, he's okay, or at least more okay with free speech than a lot of his colleagues.
Left.
What are they saying?
They're like, this will be my last day if it happens.
Oh, please. This will be my last day if it happens. Now, with this video coming out, that changes things greatly as to Elon's position. And he may, you know, want to back out of the whole thing, and it would be Twitter's fault because whoever backs out owes the other $1 billion. However, if Elon backs out because there's information that was not released, I'm pretty sure, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that they would owe him the $1 billion. Continuing.
Has much changed since like Elon's coming in?
A lot has changed. A lot has changed.
So those of us who were talking about, you know, my tweets are randomly getting a lot more engagement. Those of us are like, I haven't seen that person's tweet in a while. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. All the things that we've been saying about what they're doing at this company for years. Tim Pool sat across Vijaya and Jack in Joe Rogan's studio. I think it was 2017 or something like that. So this is just confirmation of everything that we've known. And even people on the left have known this too. And it's not something that solely affects the right wing or people who are not actively on the left wing. But as we can see here, thanks to Siru, it is a concerted effort going in one direction.
All like worried for a job.
Now, why would you be worried for your job just because Elon's coming in? If you're worried that you want to quit, that's one thing. But why are you worried for your job? What are you doing at work that if Elon comes in, he would want to fire you?
Why are you so worried though?
You know, jobs are at stake. Like, I started working for Twitter at the beginning. I think it's just like the environment. Like you're there and you become like this.
So running that back real quick, he says, like, I started working for Twitter and I became left. I think it's just the environment. Like you're there and you become this commie. So even if you go in a normie, a normal person, the culture of this, and what are we talking about? The culture war, culture matters. The culture of this company changes how you view the entire world. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about. So sorry to interrupt your podcast experience. I just want to remind you, if you're enjoying what you're watching, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And if you really love it, there's some support links in the description. I would love if you could help out the channel. And back to the show. Cancel culture and all that stuff. And that is what the issue is, that this company is setting the discourse and in their own home can't even be good people. They can't even have an open dialogue. They're working in one direction. They have an agenda, all this stuff. So let's just continue.
It's just like the environment, like you're there and you become like this. We did all we can to like revolt against it.
Revolt. What a commie thing to say. We did all we could to revolt against it. Did you? Or did you just write a letter? A revolt kind of implies like violence, you know, an upheaval. What did you really do?
A lot of employees revolted against it. But at the end of the day, board of directors have a say, and then they acted on their best interest because they didn't want to get sued. I basically went to work like 4 hours a week last quarter.
This guy, again, senior engineer, working 4 hours a week. And that's just how it works in this company. That's just how it works at this company. If you want to work for, I'll let him say it.
That's how it works. Run company.
Yeah. How would you describe communism besides Twitter?
Essentially, like everyone gets to do what they want. No one really cares about like OpEx, like capitalism. Don't care about numbers. Don't care about like how to make the business more efficient.
How does a business work like this? I don't understand how they're still standing.
But in Twitter, it's like mental health is everything. Like if you're not feeling it, you can take a few days off. People take a month off, they'll come back, but you always.
So yeah, I'm only showing up 4 hours for the quarter, but I'm doing my best for those 4 hours. Now it makes sense why they're worried for their jobs. Do we think a evil capitalist like Elon Musk is going to stand for that? Do you think maybe these people are actually going to have to, do a job and actually work for this money? Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I heard that this guy is making almost $200,000 a year for 4 hours. What did you say? 4 hours a week? Must be nice.
It's like do your best at any time, and that's the culture. And we'll run the business as much as possible.
We'll run the business as much as possible. We want to come in, we want to make sure everything is taken care of, and if there's time, then we'll just run the biggest social media platform that's shaping political discourse around the world. Whatever. This is ridiculous.
Capitalists would be like, you gotta generate profit while you're out. A lot of people wouldn't survive that culture.
A lot of people wouldn't survive that culture. Whose fault is that? Companies like Twitter, who have an alternative out there. Now, if there is only 4 hours of work for this guy to do, great. But then why not fold that into another guy who's only doing 4 hours of work and, run a company like a company? They're shareholders. That Twitter has a fiduciary responsibility to be doing the best for the shareholders. But if senior engineers are out here working 4 hours a week, kind of doing whatever they want and putting the business on the back end, not to mention going out on dates and randomly spilling this all on a first date, like what is happening? I don't know how this is going to play out, but I know for sure that Elon is not going to be happy to see this, and that it certainly is going to change the deal. Whether or not he actually goes through and does buy the platform, which now I really hope he does, so that he can change this atrocity. This is so. I mean, I'm damn near speechless. It's ridiculous. This is exactly, it's a vindication. It's the vindication of knowing we've been right the entire time. Any of you who spoke about this, you were gaslit into feeling like you were some racist or a homophobe or whatever it is. No, they just decided they don't like your views. And because they don't like your views, you don't get a place to talk in the public square. Because they don't like your views, your opinion goes down the toilet. That's Twitter. I think it's amazing that Project Veritas got this footage. They're always doing amazing work. Whatever you want to think of James O'Keefe, whatever you want to think of Project Veritas, this tape is a real tape. That guy is a real senior engineer at Twitter. So I don't really know what the counter to this would be. So if this is not the smoking gun that I think it is, please let me know down below. I need to know if I'm wrong on this one, because I feel like this is right down the pipe. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this a big deal? Am I making too big of a deal about this? Have you seen a change in your Twitter engagement? I want to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and check the description for all that good stuff. We've got those support links, but of course it is absolutely free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, which I very much ask that you do. Getting close to 250 subscribers. I would love if you could help me get there. Once again, I am Lutch, your host. Thank you so much for watching, but you don't have to do any of that stuff either. If you just want to sit at home and think about how great I am and how awesome this channel is, you could do that too. Until next time, I am out of here. Peace.